because men suffer the most rejection in a normal case scenario, I believe, and I believe this is what the stats show, that women have to approve men. Usually you don't find men approving women. If you get what I mean, it's that kind of thing when it comes to courtship. You know, it's either the woman that's going to give the guy the hand and he has to go and he's like just going to ready to go to somewhere else. And that's how the things tend to work with men and women, and it's always been like that throughout time, right? Men have had to win women over. I mean, obviously nowadays things are a bit different because we're in a society where women, you know, I've tried to, there's ideas of women being like men, as being as free and flamboyant as men, right? But usually men have to win women over. All right, guys, this is your breakfast show, and we're now coming to the next part of the show. It's a Wednesday, and we have the dynamic duo of health, wellness, and success, Ronald and Petrina, coming in. You know, good morning, Petrina. How you doing, super lady?
I'm good, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, good to have you with us on the show. You know, it's so interesting. I was this bulletproof dating has been helping so many people. I think, let me see if I got here on the breakfast show Robust Life channel. I believe it was Miriam in Namibia. You know, she's been following the uploads afterwards to get the notes from the bulletproof dating book. So this book analysis has been so helpful to everybody. So it's been really great, Petrina.
That's great.
Yeah. So, Petrina, what we're going to be looking at today? I mean, what did we just give us a quick reminder what we touched on last week and what we're going to be covering today?
Last week, the last few weeks, we covered on the chapter how and where to find a partner.
Big question there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And today we're going to be covering chapter 12. And the title is Being Easy or Difficult. That's on page 151 if you have the book.
151, yes, I'm tuning in, get it here. If you haven't got the book, Bulletproof Dating, guys, here it is. You can pick it up from Christian Books Plus, okay? Bulletproof Dating. All right, it's there on the screen in a second. All right, so we're on page 1, chapter 12, Easy or Difficult. What an interesting heading that is. All right, easy or difficult. Okay, this is interesting. I mean, I'm gonna let you explain. Please take us to the promised land, Petrina.
Okay, so this topic they relate it more to women, and it says the degree of commitment in a relationship is proportionately related to the degree of difficulty that a man goes through to win over a woman.
So one second, let me just Shad, if you're going to show that...
I'll read it again.
Sorry, one moment. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Shad, if you're going to put that in there, just replace the image that we have of, and then when we can put it back afterwards. Thank you so much. All right, yes, please read that again, please, Petrina. Sorry.
Okay. The degree of commitment in a relationship is proportionately related to the degree of difficulty that a man goes through to win over a woman.
Okay, so the degree of commitment, so the level of commitment in a relationship is equal to the amount of difficulty the man goes through to win over a woman. Interesting.
That's right.
Yeah, that's deep.
That is deep, isn't it? Because you hear about, and don't get me wrong, I'm not switching back to my old self, but there's this saying like, oh, she was easy. Right? And usually it's about women. It's not usually about guys, because I think guys generally, if a woman knows how to use her mind, can manipulate a male quite easy in terms of just men versus women type thing. But you do hear men saying that she was easy, you know, it wasn't difficult. So that's quite interesting that you'd say that. Please go continue.
So it reads, the easier a woman is, the more disposable she becomes.
Ooh. I ain't gonna add no comment here because I think it's gonna cover it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Wow.
Yeah. So women need to be hard to win over before marriage and easy to get along with after marriage. Never the other way around.
Wow. Ladies, are you getting this tin? Dr. Shad, what are your thoughts on that one? All right, listen, I'm going to read what Petrina just said. Look, women need to be hard to win over before marriage and easy to get along with after marriage. Never the other way around. Dr. Shad, what are your thoughts on that tin? Dr. Shad, are you? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I think he was swallowing hard because, you know, the women are listening to what he has to say.
No, for real. Literally.
Go on.
It's good.
And that's it.
All right, I'm going to hear what Ronald has to say. Ronald, you there?
Ronald. Yes.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on... Yeah, sorry to disturb you. I know that you're getting warmed up, but just that statement about women need to be hard to win over before marriage and easy to get along with after marriage, because I know you've had life experience with these types of things.
I would agree with that entirely.
Wow.
Entirely. Because any woman who's so easy to get to win over is usually a woman that doesn't have her own strength.
Oh, wow. That's a very interesting point.
Yeah.
Any woman that's easy to win over doesn't have a lot of strength.
Yeah.
That's because obviously if we're talking about a man with goals, aspirations, who's made himself a man of quality, because a woman wants a man of quality, right? Then he wants someone by his side who's got strength.
All right, so I'm going to put a plot twist on this.
Okay.
A very realistic plot twist on this.
Okay.
These are the exact words that I've heard from a female assistant. If I'm interested in a guy, he will never know. Okay? Now,
okay,
fine. In my head, I was like, okay, good for you. One of the most common questions that we get in love therapy is, how do I know if a girl likes me? So that I can at least try.
Yeah.
The answer, unfortunately, majority, because what tends to happen is people think that you need to be so hard to get that nobody can actually get you. What you don't realize is if you read further into a book, there's actually something called signals.
Yeah,
so you're meant to give signals, like you're meant to, like, you know, that whole, because men are idiots. It is what it is. I'm okay with it. Men are okay with it. Okay. All right, make it. You know, let's be real. The whole hard to get is not meant to be the whole
impossible.
Yeah, it's more meant to be like this. Like you're meant to give some sort of indication that it's okay for him to approach, but in terms of once he approaches and he's trying to speak to you and stuff, that's meant to be the difficult part. To win you over, not. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be someone that just like.
Yeah, they never know. They think you're your enemy.
Yeah,
like, this person actually hates me, but she really likes me.
You're just antisocial, like you know, like because sometimes people think I should be so like I should be hard to get. Therefore, like you look with snake eyes at everyone. You know what I mean? You're a demon. Get out.
It's interesting, and there's this point about being easy to live with, not the other way around. Because many times you
be careful.
Yeah, I know, right? but it just changes the way of thinking about things, right? Because we do things if we don't have information, we have to do things with intention, right? Because no information, we usually choose the worst choice unless we have good examples. But this is an interesting thought. It needs to be hard to conquer, right? And then easy to live with. Yeah. That changes the whole dynamics, man.
No, it does.
Do you know already, like, divorce rates have been made half already? Like, it's been reduced by half just by that simple phrase right there. Literally. And women do have that influence. They do have the power, you know, because men suffer the most rejection in a normal case scenario, I believe. And I believe this is what the stats show, that women have to approve men. Usually you don't find men approving women. If you get what I mean, it's that kind of thing when it comes to courtship. You know, it's either the woman that's going to give the guy the hand and he has to go and he's like just ready to go to somewhere else. And that's how the things tend to work with men and women. So yeah, this is interesting. Yeah,
and
please.
Then you have that thing. Then you have that thing. Like I've heard from a lot of girls is that one of the reasons that they make it a bit more hard to get, and I can understand, is because the man, you know, guys move on quickly. But then in my head is like, there's a reason for that. Because you're the one that chooses whether he's gonna move on or not.
That's right. You choose.
You know what I
Women
mean? If you
choose.
don't want him to move on, then
Yeah, and it's always been like that throughout time, right? Men have had to win women over.
yeah,
I mean, obviously nowadays things are a bit different because we're in a society where women, have tried to. There's ideas of women being like men, as being as free and
Being the
flamboyant as
same.
men, right? But usually, men have to win women over, and the fact that be hard now, so you can show interest, right? To show your value, that you value yourself.
Yeah.
But after, come on, now that we conquered, let's make life easier. Let's get along. All right, come on, let's go, Petrina. Let's take it to the promised land.
Okay, so it says this is why you can you can find plain-looking women who are well married, and the others who are looking like supermodels are still single and passed along from one man to another.
Wow,
That's heartbreaking.
that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Listen, and ladies, please listen to this. I think this is so important. Listen to this. Look, it says this is, and repeat what Petrina just said. This is why you can find plain-looking women who are well married, while others who are looking like supermodels that are still single and passed along from one man to the other.
Yeah.
It's sad.
But Cynthia, can you see that happening?
Yeah, no, for real. Even in celebrities,
Yeah.
like they have everything going for them to be in a stable marriage. Like they have money, they have appearance, but yet they're the ones that are hurting the most.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's ironic because it's not supposed to be that way. Well,
And and I'm gonna keep it real here, and there was even I think it was a statistic that I saw some age a long time ago. Just this made me remember it, where you find that men have cheated and they've had a nice looking woman, but they've cheated for someone that's inferior, well, not inferior, but doesn't look as appealing to the eyes.
Yeah.
However, she respects him. That's huge.
yeah. It just goes to show that character plays a larger part than appearance.
Absolutely.
yeah, because
Absolutely.
you know what I mean. You get bored. Like I think people get bored very quickly, and I think appearance, it fades away very quickly, and I don't know why, but we all tend to forget that. Like for example, you can even look at your closest friends or family. When you think about someone who's close to you, you don't really think about their appearance or what they wear. What you remember is who they are. Like if you were to think about Robert right now, you wouldn't be thinking about what Robert looks like, but who he is, or anyone else that we know.
Even when you hear his name.
Yeah, you think about
Usually.
Robert.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting. Thank you for that. That's very, very interesting. But here's the catch-22. Here's the oxymoron, if that's the right word. Men are attracted by appearance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It opens the door. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, it opens the door, right? So, but what we're saying is I hope we're not digressing too far off the main core and staying on the main core of what we're talking about here. But so we have men that have somebody that appearance, right? And things get turbulent, but the appearance is no longer enough. And they prefer for someone that has certain virtues towards them over the appearance. I completely agree what's been shared in this book. It's very, very powerful. Keep going, Petrina.
Okay, so it's a man's role to win over a woman before marriage, yet never consider her won over after marriage.
Okay.
Usually when a man struggles to win over a woman before marriage, he'll continue to win her over after marriage.
We've got everything all mixed up, don't we? So look, just repeat that again, please, Petrina.
It's a man's role to win over a woman before marriage, yet never consider her won over after marriage.
Okay. So it's a man's role to win a woman before marriage, win her over, but never consider her won over after marriage.
Yes.
So that means we keep working on winning her every single day once we've got her.
Like her value doesn't depreciate after marriage, basically.
Her value doesn't depreciate, but even our attitude towards the woman. Because I know this. Look, when I got married, as soon as I married my wife, I didn't make it easy for her, to be honest with you, because I wanted to test her character, you know what I mean, as much as I was able to, and also to kind of prove myself as well. But as soon as I married her, in my head, and I was 21 at the time, it's like, we're married now, let's get on with life. You know, and I had to be educated, you know, and kind of learn that, and like especially through the marriage course and things like that, to intentionally, these are things that have to be done with intention, right? Because otherwise we don't think about it normally, right? We don't get taught, we don't have a mentor to teach us on love and the other, the things that we're learning we'll pass on to our children, right? But we never learn that, right? And so it's like you have to kind of win her every single day, you know, and she has to be easy every single day, so there can be some form of harmony, right? So it has to, these things have to be done intentionally. That means I'm choosing to go this way even though I don't feel like it, right? You know, or it might not be common to me, but this is the way that we need to roll, not autopilot it, because we usually choose what's wrong if we autopilot it, you know.
So there's a secret that ladies should make note of.
Ooh, a secret. We like Cynthia's secrets, don't we, Cynthia?
Yeah, we do. Bring it on.
This is on page 154 if you're following the book. Yeah. It says a woman should always be slightly out of a man's reach.
Okay, that's
so that he has to make an effort to be with her.
All right, now Dr. Shadow's talking about that. So it says slightly, right? Not like completely. Or I think you're showing off vibes like he's my enemy. You know, she wants to become a nun. You know, you got me. So I'm like, there's no hope here. You know, so slightly, single ladies, slightly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she shouldn't give herself up to him, nor suggest that she's all his and that he's free to look at other women, because she'll always be there waiting for him.
Wow. Cynthia, what do you say to that?
Wow. No, that's deep. You can't be too, what's it? Clingy, I suppose. Yeah. Like, too, I suppose, attached to anything that, or too eager?
Yeah, can't be too eager. Also, what's that? Because she shall always be waiting for him. I think that, you know, you have your life. I think, Petrina, you know, another thing is sometimes when a person chooses someone, for them in their world, it's like, yes, we are going to be married. We have been joined together from the hip and beyond. We will be married, and that is it. I mean, don't get me wrong. During that time period, there are still signs that might be revealed to you, because time proves everything, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Time shows everything. You know, I mean, we have so many powerful examples in the universal family where even Bishop James now, you know, he had someone in mind. He was totally for that person, but then afterwards, there was a sign that flared up, and it's like, no, this isn't happening. Yeah. You know, and we don't know what his future could have been like. The same with Bishop Eddie Macedo. We have the Universal Church today, true. But imagine, and obviously the lady, from what he testifies, you know, woman's doing her thing, she's helping, she even took care of their kids. But imagine if he chose her, probably we wouldn't be where we are today. So just because we've chosen somebody initially, right? Not that we're married, we're not married yet, but we've chosen someone. You're still bear in mind that you're not, you know, if they start acting funny or start being odd or behaving funny, they can't just run around and come back to you, or do you know what I mean? You have to take your life seriously. You have to take your standards and your values seriously, and time proves everything. Time proves, problems prove everything, challenges prove everything. When you're separate and there are problems happening or situations happening, analyze what's happening. You know what I mean? It's like that. And I think women need to value themselves to that degree as well. Like, those are my thoughts.
And even like being a females like to dream big. Like, they like to think big. Like, even the person like just might have just, you know, said hi or something, or just approached them. In their mind, they're already like, what, 10,000 years ahead.
See them walking down the aisle.
Literally. So it's something that it takes self-control and bravery and self-awareness as well to know how you are. Because some girls are a bit more whatever. And then some girls are like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm one of them, unfortunately.
So. Which one? Okay.
And you start visualizing in fast motion, like, he proposed on his knee, then after's like, wedding ring, then you buying your first house, then you got kids, and it's like, voila, and you got a family, like, you're still in the same room. Like, you haven't even met the family yet. Like,
honestly.
So, okay, continue, please, Petrina.
Okay, so it says a woman who practices this secret, which is radiation of self-confidence, when she radiates self-confidence, that's the sexiest quality that she can have.
That's powerful, right?
I was actually reading up on that yesterday, self-confidence, actually. Yeah, I was actually looking into that because I was like, I need to work on this. Because actually the meaning of it is to be able to trust yourself.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And and I was like, snap. This is a quality that is essential for anything.
Yeah, and here's me being a whistleblower, right? Like, when we're in the barbershop, Dr. Shad, and I believe Ronald as well, we're in the barbershop and men are talking, right? In the barbershop, when those women are not around, men have conversations. And one thing that's unanimous, men highly respect a woman who respects themselves, who sets standards, so if the guy's underperforming here, he'll be frustrated and he'll vent his frustration in the shop, right? But, he would say, she's a good woman. She's a good woman, You got women that do everything for them. She does everything for me. She does everything for me. She just does everything. But it's like, man, I can't. She wants to get married, but I'm just like, I'm having too much fun. So she's made things too easy. So she's serving the guy, or it's being with the guy, right? But he already has her, right? And so he's saying like, I just want to have fun. This is guys talking. So when women have those standards and they have that confidence in themselves, not so coming across too needy of like being clingy to the guy for him to run around and gallivant or present some kind of foolishness or foolish behavior, you know what I mean? Even the guy levels up when he meets a woman like that. I've seen it. I've seen even the man level up. He's like, I have to start fixing up because she ain't taking no nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really, women really do have this power to how can I say, gravitate the whole situation, the dynamics of a relationship. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah.
So moving on about self-confidence, it gives an example of someone a lot of people would have heard of. If you ever Google no arms and no legs, there's an Australian guy called Nick. It's, I think, pronounced Wojcik, although it's spelled. It's spelled. His surname is spelled Vujicic.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah. If you Google no arms, no legs, you'll see it.
Yeah. No arms, no legs. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so can you imagine if you're born with, no arms and no legs, your self-confidence will really be very, very low, right? Yeah. So it gives an example of how this man, he's managed to find a wife, and they have 2 lovely children as well.
Wow.
So how that happened is basically, obviously, he was very depressed, when he was born with all these conditions. However, later on, he had an encounter with God. He realized, there was a lot more that he could be, and he didn't actually. What he actually put aside what he didn't have and just valued what he had.
Wow. And
he found a woman that actually saw beyond the physical, the physical things that he didn't have.
Yeah.
And saw the value and the beauty of his behavior, his character.
Yes.
And they actually got married, and now they've got a family as well.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
This is a real example of how self-confidence can actually overcome a lot of things.
Yeah. My goodness.
It's like when someone's self-confident, like they're firm, and it transmits that sense of security. So it's like that's like what 50% checked off.
I think 85%, isn't it?
Yeah, like
when you got confidence, it's attractive. It's very attractive. And what you said, what Petrina said about he ignored what he didn't have. So no arms, no legs. Okay, I don't have that. But what do I have? Who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out there with who I am, working on me to be even better, right? He had an encounter with God. I mean, the moment you have an encounter with God, a real encounter with him, you get bold.
Yeah.
You get courageous. You get confidence. Yeah. Life is still happening, but you can tap into a boldness that's there inside of you. And that is, really, really attractive. Wow. Wow. And you see everything started to come into his life. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. So it says, when it comes to relationships, no matter your disadvantages, you need to learn to make up for them by turning them into advantages. Do this by focusing on what you have, not making a big deal of what you don't have. Don't prejudice yourself against the disadvantages. Ignore them, and ignore the disadvantages that you can't change, and stop comparing yourself to people who have what you don't.
Wow.
Notice your qualities.
Amazing.
And maximize them and gain confidence from them to make yourself an attractive person, whatever your disability.
Drop it like it's hot. So that means we don't have any excuses, guys.
No, for real.
I'm glad you're here hearing this, Cynthia.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear this. And
Actually, let me even invite my team to listen, because this is deep.
yeah, it's like this, guys. And I think that's it. Nothing is more valuable than who you are from the inside out. Don't work from the outside in. Your confidence needs to be from the inside out, you know what I mean? And it is true what they say, anything literally is possible. Literally. Sometimes we can focus so much, and what Cynthia was saying as well when she was reading up on confidence, most people don't read up on confidence. They just prefer to just put makeup on and just kind of have a bit of a swagger, right? But then when it comes to identifying, connecting with the real person, there's not much there.
Yeah.
Because the person hasn't worked on themselves. They haven't worked on their values, their standards. It's just a bit wishy-washy.
Yeah.
They just have good emotional talk and probably dreams, but we want character, we want substance, right? Something stable, so it means your dreams are not far from you guys. Wherever you want to achieve, I know this is a blasé saying in a world with so many motivational quotes nowadays that even the negative people using motivational quotes, and post them up. But literally the power is within you. We have our breakfast show talkers here. We have Jeanette saying, to be honest, I don't like the word easy, and I know that men say they like the chase. Okay, that's Jeanette from Nottingham. Chanel says, I agree about being not clingy. I would rather that when in the dating period, not to see the person I'm dating every day due to the other responsibilities that I have, such as work, ministry, and church. That makes sense, right? Because if you've got so much time to invest on chasing the other person as a woman, what else are you doing with your time?
Isn't it?
What are you building? What are you building?
You sound bored.
Sorry. Do you get what I mean? Like, why haven't you come back to me? That's a very good point, Chanel. She also says, and to have time to seek God's will, to find out if he's the right person for me. The less they see you, the more they miss you.
That's a true saying.
Hey,
actually in the book,
Yeah, exactly.
Just remember, if they don't, after a year or so, without seeing someone, you tend to forget about them.
Thank you, Dr. Shad.
Just in case someone wants to,
Because when I was dating my wife, I was very busy because we just acquired Liberty Radio, and literally I was just always on the move. I was always in different branches. I'd stop in Brixton, and I'm trying to learn how to have a relationship. You know what I mean? And we was always on the move. So it was like over a year, like nearly a year. We wouldn't really have that time, but I would have to try and factor time because the pastor's teaching me you need to spend some time to, you know what I mean? So I think it's important to kind of have a really good balance. So you're having time to engage with the person, for them to know who you are, for you to know who they are, their values, where they're coming from internally, to create opportunities to see their character, their behavior, how they are in certain situations. You know what I mean? I think that's dating period, that time needs to be intentionally faceted in. All these things we're learning has to be done intentionally. Yeah. All right, cool. I think that's it. Yep. Rounding up. Yep.
So just one final line for today is: be as great as God created you to be.
Be as great as God created you to be. You like that, Cynthia?
I like that a lot.
We have Miriam from Namibia saying, wow, today's topic of bulletproof dating is hot and deeper, tearing really deep strongholds. Wow, I have a lot of things to work on myself. Yeah. Very strong, Miriam. Okay, so yeah, go on, continue, please. Sorry about that.
No, that's it basically. So Ronald just like to add something.
Yes, please, Ronald.
I actually saw this Nick Vujicic on a documentary that the ABC in Australia did.
Yeah.
And he's got absolutely no arms on the shoulders. He's got no arms, and his pelvis is down. He's got no legs whatsoever.
Yeah.
And yet he takes his boat out fishing.
And he's able to swim as well.
Yeah, he takes his boys out fishing.
Yeah, imagine that. He goes fishing for fish. Amazing.
Yeah.
So look, guys.
Hashtag no excuses. There was actually a hashtag in that in the VYG.
Hashtag no excuses.
He uses his teeth and his ears for the fishing line.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna find this video. I'm gonna put it on the Robust Life TV channel. I'm gonna link to it, guys. I need to see this. This is too strong. So guys, look, nothing is impossible. Nothing. Oh my gosh. Nothing is impossible, all right? And what Bulletproof Dating book is showing us today is that from your love life to who you want to be to, what you want to have, nothing is impossible. But we need to have confidence. We need to have our standards. As we're examining the other person, we're making sure that we're working on ourselves, because we want a person of quality. If we're a person of quality looking for what's right, then someone of quality is also examining us to make sure we have what's right. Yeah, so it works both ways. And confidence, don't look at what you don't have, but work with what you do have. Don't be too clingy, don't be too needy. All right, confidence is attractive. Every man of quality loves a strong and confident woman, but not to the extreme where she's like, I don't need a man because I am a man, as I choose to be as a woman. Anyway, because the world's just gone funny. All right, Petrina, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate what you're taking, going through today. It's been such a blessing this morning. And we've got more that we're going to be looking forward to, and we're going to go into this, guys. And I've literally got to wrap this up because we're going to have Ronald coming in today with our extensive wellness tip, which I'm really going to look forward to. It's going to be really, really powerful, so we don't want to miss this, guys. It's your breakfast show. Stay powerful, stay robust. We're going to go for a very quick timeout, and we're going to be right back after this. You are on the globe, start your morning right. Monday to Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. UK time. Join Robert Ashite and Hercules, your man of sound. Connect online Monday to Friday with special guests for inspiration, motivation to start your morning right. Music, banter, fun and laughter. Connect when you start your mornings with The Breakfast Show. Only on libertyradio.co.uk. That's right, The Breakfast Show is back. libertyradio.co.uk from 6:30 a.m.